So let's dive in to an incredible story from the ancient world. It's this really dramatic tale about royal betrayal, some truly unimaginable suffering, and a desperate search for an escape from a world that's been completely flipped on its head. And it all kicks off with the single, heartbreaking plea from a queen who has lost absolutely everything. And there it is. That's the plea from Queen Vaidehī that gets this whole story rolling. Now, think about that for a second. She's lost everything, and she isn't asking for justice. She's not asking for revenge. She's asking for a roadmap to a totally different reality. So what on earth could push a queen to make a request like that? All right, let's set the scene. Our story starts in the ancient Indian kingdom of Rajagriha. And right at the top, in the royal family, things are about to be shattered by an act of treason that is just unthinkable. So at the center of all this drama is Prince Ajātaśatru. He gets this terrible advice from a malicious friend named Devadatta, and he decides, you know what, I'm seizing the throne. But this isn't just some political coup. The way he goes about it is personal, and it's deeply, deeply cruel. The prince's spiral into tyranny happens so fast, it's terrifying. First, he grabs his own dad, King Bimbisara, and locks him away in a prison with 7 walls, basically leaving him there to starve. But his mom, Queen Vaidehī, she secretly tries to help, sneaking in food for the king. When the prince finds out, he imprisons her too. And then, in a moment of absolute rage, he draws his sword to kill his own mother. Now, right as he's about to strike, 2 of his wisest ministers jump in, and they tell him something stunning. They say, look, killing your father to get the throne, tragically, that's happened before. They cite 18,000 cases of it. But killing your own mother? No way. That was a line that had never been crossed. It was so horrible, it would bring shame to the entire warrior class. Faced with that and the threat of them leaving him, the prince backs down. He imprisons her instead. Okay, so let's just try to put ourselves in Queen Vaidehī's shoes for a second. She's locked up, her husband is dying, and her own son has betrayed her in the worst way possible. She is completely and utterly broken, and it's from that place of total despair that she sends out this incredibly powerful prayer. You can just feel the exhaustion in her words. She's completely rejecting her reality. She's not just sad, right? She is done. She's questioning what she ever did to deserve this, and she declares that she wants out of this turbid, evil world for good. She just wants to never hear an evil voice or see an evil person ever again. But here's the thing. Her desperate plea doesn't just disappear into the void. As she's bowing toward Vulture Peak, a mountain where the Buddha was known to be, something truly miraculous happens. And just like that, bam, the Buddha knows her thoughts. He literally vanishes from the mountain and materializes right there in the palace in front of her. The texts say he was shining with this purple gold color, seated on a magnificent lotus with his top disciples beside him, and the sky just fills with gods, raining down flowers. I mean, the entire tone just shifts from this grim human tragedy to a full-on divine event. So, in response to her plea for a place of no sorrow, the Buddha does something incredible. He doesn't just give her a lecture or some comforting words, he shows her that other possibilities, other better worlds actually exist. Imagine this. A beam of pure golden light shoots out from between the Buddha's eyebrows. It shines onto this celestial platform, and reflected on it are countless perfect worlds, these pure lands that belong to Buddhas all across the universe. And what she sees is just mind-blowing. It's not just one perfect world, it's like a whole menu of them. You've got some that are made of 7 precious jewels, others are made up entirely of lotus flowers. One looks like a heavenly palace, another is perfectly clear, just like a crystal mirror. He's showing her that her world of suffering isn't the only option out there. So after seeing all of these magnificent, perfect options, Vaidehī hones in on one specific world. She tells the Buddha, that's the one. I want to be born in the land of utmost bliss, the home of the Buddha Amitābha. And this is the moment she finally asks, teach me how to see it, teach me how to get there. The Buddha agrees to teach her. But what's really key here is that these instructions, they aren't just for her. They're meant for everyone, for all of us in the future who might want to find a way to that same land of utmost bliss. So first things first, he introduces this core idea called pure karma.
You know how we talk about karma, right? Action and consequence? Well, pure karma is like a super specific version of that. It's not just about being a good person in general. It's a precise set of actions and ways of thinking that become the direct cause for being reborn in a perfect place like that. So, what are they?
The Buddha breaks it down into these 3 categories. The first one is all about basic human goodness. Care for your parents, respect your elders, be compassionate, don't do harmful things. The second is about spiritual commitment, taking refuge in the core principles of Buddhism, following the ethical rules. And the third, that's about diving deeper into what's called the Mahāyāna path. This means working to become enlightened for the sake of everyone, really understanding cause and effect, studying the deep teachings, and, importantly, helping other people on their own journey. And then the Buddha says something that just elevates this whole thing to another level. He declares that this path, this pure karma, it isn't just some custom-made solution for the queen. No, this is the fundamental, correct path that all Buddhas, past, present, and future, have used to reach enlightenment themselves. So it all leaves us with this powerful question, doesn't it? This story started with a queen, trapped in a prison, facing the absolute worst betrayal you can imagine. And her way out wasn't to fight back or to fall apart. It was to ask for a vision of something better, and then for a clear path to get there. It really makes you wonder, what power do we all have in our ability to visualize and work toward a better reality, especially when the one we're in feels like a prison?